in a university environment, it's important to move beyond your flat digital screen, and the materials room offers students and lecturers chance to engage with physical products that have been carefully selected, and it allows you to engage with a collection of objects that allow you to think in a new way, and that you're able to physically handle them, move them around, turn physical pages with kind of rare subject matter sometimes, and sometimes very common subject matter. And it allows you to hopefully use your imagination when you're exploring or investigating the objects that are in this room.
For research, it's amazing because you can look on the internet for, say, brickwork or like a certain type of material, but to feel it in person is a different sort of thing. To go to the materials room and to pick it up, to feel it.
Even though you've got like little samples and stuff, and people might not think like they're kind of relevant, but when you take photos of them and kind of change it through post-production, like it actually looks really good, and I think it's a clever way of using the materials to your advantage, because you can't really go outside and like pick concrete off the floor or whatever, but you can get it from here.
This is the benefits that you can get even for your film. If you're doing fashion, animation, interior design, no matter what it is, it's kind of like you can use it for anything. So that's the good thing about it.
The thing I like most about the special collections is just the variety of things that are here. Not just, I'm looking around now, I can see there's comics, that's obviously useful to us. And there are books and boxes of, different printed cards, ephemera, Valentine's cards, little food labels, all that kind of stuff. All that's useful to an illustrator. But on top of that, you have, the physical objects as well. Pressed flowers, boxes of buttons, the little match books that I mentioned, tea cards, cigarette cards, all this kind of stuff. I just think it's the variety of things that are in here, and again setting projects, where this room is the starting point for the project.
I really find the materials room as a kind of amazing resource that all of our students can get their hands on with, real clothes from the 1930s, Victorian beaded corsets, kind of 1970s lurex trousers and things like that. It's really, when you're trying to get students excited about research, coming into the materials room is the best way to do it. It's amazing.
How do you present fashion in a completely radical way that works with your senses, the sense of smell? And this opens up the animator's imagination. And also touching physical clothes. If they're designing characters, it's not just drawn as a computer. What does the fabric feel like? How does the fabric move? So getting them to engage with these properties and materials when they're building a set. What does the material actually feel like? What does futuristic materials feel like? In terms of the learning, they learn much quicker when they're physically interacting with physical products.
You should go for it. Touch it, explore it, stretch it, check the texture, check everything. That's really useful and creative. Yes, a part of the materials is going to bring you idea, it's going to inspire you. I really recommend, come on the first year and do it.
As interiors, as a subject, we're hugely reliant on materials for buildings and spatial qualities. So having a samples library here at Middlesex is a fantastic opportunity for the students to try and communicate their ideas in a more realistic way. Obviously we can talk to them about visualising, and we can talk to them about orthographic drawing and everything else, but to be able to bring in a real piece of a sample and show us that's what we want that texture to be for a floor or a wall, or a part of the space, then it can be a really interesting thing to add to it.
Because I've been on a placement, I broadened my knowledge about materials a lot, so I do use different types of materials than just mainly concrete or timber, wood. I've explored something else, so going back with that kind of knowledge and going back to the materials room after the placement, I see it like heaven, I see that little materials room in at the back of the library, something, much bigger than what I used to see it in first year.
It really pains me that, you know, a lot of my peers here have not utilised it nearly enough. I mean, I know we all know of it, we all had that orientation, but I feel like there's so much there, even if it's not taking a specific thing just to get some inspiration. It's a great place, a great tool.
She's amazing at kind of allowing the students to engage with those collections in a very, very animated and very personal way that you actually can't do if you go to other collections. You know, some of our students, they've gone to other museum collections which I won't name, but they realise that actually the experience they can get in Middlesex is so unique. You know, you can touch, you can, you know, have your hands on the objects. You go somewhere else, you might be much further removed from the artefacts that you're actually studying. But Marianne does everything that she can to make this kind of first-hand primary research experience available for all students who are interested in it. It's amazing.